Hi guys, I just wanted to say that I miss you and get you caught up on kind of what our plan is for the rest of the semester. I know none of us signed up for this, but we're going to make the best of it. So I just wanted to show you a few things on Canvas for our plan for the rest of the semester. So if you look at the home page, I have added a new button for virtual office hours, and we're going to use a platform called Zoom. And when you click on that, you will see that my office hours for your specific class is going to be Tuesday and Thursday from 10 to 11. And so after you watch the videos and take the notes and you work on the homework, if there's more questions that you have, you can go on to this Zoom link, put in the meeting ID, and then we can talk virtually. You can ask me your questions, I can work out problems for you, and so on. Okay? So if you click on the home page, you will also see the modified calendar up here in the announcements. Also, it's in the calendar link. And so if you look at our modified calendar, this is kind of the plan for the rest of the semester. So as you know, we were kind of toward the end of chapter 12, and so we're going to use Tuesday, April 7th, so next Tuesday, to finish up all of the homework and work on the chapter 12 review. Now I've reopened all of the chapter 12 homework along with the review, and all of those assignments will be due on April 9th. You will then also have your chapter 12 test due that same day by midnight. A little bit different than normal because we're obviously not in person, and so your chapter 12 test is going to be on MyMathLab. It will be available for you starting I think on the 7th, but it is due on April 9th at midnight. You're expected to do it in one session. That means as soon as you sit down and you open the test, the time will start. You have 75 minutes, that's an hour and 15 minutes, so you need to make sure that you're working the whole time. What I also have in Canvas, and I'll show you that in a second, is an assignment called Chapter 12 Work for Full and Partial Credit. So as you're taking your Chapter 12 test, I need you on a piece of paper to clearly write out all of your work for every single problem. That's how you're going to get your full credit, so I can see that you're actually doing your own work and that the answer matches the work. That's also where you're going to get partial credit. I'm going to open up that document and MyMathLab, and I'm going to go through, and if you got a question wrong, I'm going to go over to your work and figure out where you went wrong so I can try to give you partial credit. But I need you to really be careful on how organized and neat you are because I don't want to spend forever trying to figure out what the heck is going on. So number them, write out all of your work so I can give you all of your credit. For Chapter 12, you're allowed to use a calculator and one 3x5 note card, just like normal in class, okay? I know this isn't ideal, and I'm giving you lots of trust and freedom, so I'm hoping that you're going to practice lots of academic integrity, okay? After that, you can look at our schedule. We're going to cover a couple different sections each day. So on April 14th, you should be looking at the 8.1a and 8.1b video lessons. You should also then be starting on homework. That means, just like before, those two sections, if we finish that day, will be due on April 16th. So you should be done with 8.1a on the 14th. That means 8.1a homework is due the 16th by midnight. 8.1b you'll finish on the 16th, and then your homework will be due on the following Tuesday at midnight, and so on, just like if we were in class. And you have due dates in MyMathLab that you should be able to follow as well. Okay? If Chapter 12 tests go smoothly, then we'll probably do Chapter 8 tests the same way, but I will let you know as soon as that comes a little bit closer on what our plan is. But hopefully Chapter 12 goes smoothly. I'm hoping it does, so that we can do the same thing for Chapter 8. Okay, you notice that we're going to end a little bit early. We are cutting out chapters 9 and 10 just because we didn't have a ton of time to cram that all in. I know that I sent out a survey asking for those of you that wanted extra time. And so we don't have 2 extra weeks, but we do have a little bit of extra time. If you notice here, April 30th, May 5th, and May 7th. For those of you that might need more time, we can push it back a little bit. You'll have to message me individually so we can discuss what the plan is, but we do need to make sure that everybody is finished by May 7th. So I did not extend it any farther than the original end date of May 7th. Okay? I've also given you some of this information in the announcements section, so you can kind of read through that on what to expect if you can't remember what's going on. but it's kind of in there as well if you forget anything. There is online tutoring still. Math Solutions is still providing you guys with online tutoring, so you can go onto that link, fill out a little request telling them what class you're from, and then they'll get back to you with a tutor. I'm assuming they're doing it virtually, something like this. Okay. So when you are ready to start, I need you to go into the modules. I need you to go into chapter 8 because that's the chapter that we are going to start with after doing your chapter 12 test. And if you look, chapter 8 is all about financial stuff. So it's going to talk about taxes, it's going to talk about mortgages, credit cards, buying a house, buying a car, stuff like that. There is a chapter 8 formula sheet that I suggest you print off before you start chapter 8, and then you can use that same formula sheet when you go to take your chapter 8 test. That way you're comfortable with where all the formulas are and what they're used for, okay? So print off that chapter 8 formula sheet at the very beginning so you can use it throughout the chapter. When you go to start your lessons, you're going to print off the notes just like you normally would in class, and then if you go to, for example, this 8.1a, page, you'll see the video lesson for that section. You should be able to follow along as you watch the video, taking your notes just like you normally would in class. You might need to pause the video, try some problems, and then come back to it. That's how you can start on your homework, and then ask me questions if you still have them after watching the video. You should be able to go through all of the sections just like that for all the different video lessons. So you can kind of see how I've walked through. This is the blank notes. You've got your formula sheet. These are the video lessons. And then I have the completed notes like normal. This is 8.1b's video lessons. This is the completed 8.1b notes. This is 8.2 video lessons. This is 8.2 completed notes, and so on. Okay. Again, if chapter 12 goes well, this is where you will turn in all of your chapter 8 full or partial credit when you go to take your chapter 8. Okay, so I did want to show you that for the chapter 12, this is where you're going to submit your full and partial credit for all of your work that you're going to do. I need you to clearly and as organized as possible show all of your work for your test. I need you to take a picture or scan it so that I can clearly see everything, and I need you to submit that assignment the same day that your test is due. Okay, so that way I can pull it up, I can look at my math lab, and I can grade both of them at the same time to give you not only full credit, but partial credit. Okay. My math lab is the same. You have due dates in there that you can kind of follow along as we go through. But hopefully you guys will get the hang of it. We'll work through it together. I'll be available on Tuesdays and Thursdays from 10 to 11 if you need me. There is no final exam. I do want to tell you that there's no more final exam for the class. So all we have left is the chapter 12 and then the chapter 8. Okay? All right. I miss you. I hope you're doing well. Please, please, please reach out if you need anything. I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye-bye.